Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and On Fire Athletes platform powered by Gamecoin. Okay, y'all. How about it? Tigers win. LSU run rules Tennessee 12-2 to take the series. Y'all okay now? Everybody good? Everybody relax a little bit now and stop worrying about the bats? Listen to what I was saying. You're going up against Liam Doyle, who can make a lot of offenses look not great. You had 2 days of really good pitching performances, man, on both sides. Friday and Saturday, that was 4 dominant arms that handcuffed 2 really good offenses. And the difference in the first 2 games were both teams had a big breakthrough inning. For LSU, it was a 6-run ninth on Friday. For Tennessee, it was a 6-run eighth on Saturday. And then Sunday came down to the rubber match and who had what left on the mound. And clearly, LSU's best arm, Kase and Evans, was plenty good enough. So Evans got you 6, Cowan got you 2. You run rule them, bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Tigers win. You're 14-7 with 3 weekends to play and feeling pretty good about where you are. You're going to College Station this weekend after A&M. Boy, I tell you what. A&M getting swept by Texas was a bit jarring. A&M had really been on an ascent, and Texas just lost Jared Spencer, their ace. So Texas, without their Friday night guy, going against an ascending A&M team who has all the revenge on their mind in the world, dude. And for Texas to sweep A&M is super impressive. And that all but stamps out. But yeah, we talked a lot about could A&M get back into the host conversation. I guess you never say never, but they're 8-13 in the league right now. I mean, they'd have to win out. Like, I mean, they'd have to sweep LSU. I mean, I'm thinking they'd have to sweep LSU, sweep Missouri, which is doable, and then sweep Georgia on the road. That would put them at 17, and that could put them in the host conference. But again, all that to say, like, I don't think it's happening. All that to say, I think A&M, which had really surged, lost their any opportunity to host this weekend. So now LSU goes to Bluebell Park. Tough place to play, man. But that's we'll see what type of Aggie team you're running into after they got swept. Are they a little desperate, wounded, a little down and out? We'll see. So, all right, y'all. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. So LSU beats Tennessee. Kase and Evans was great. Gave up 2 runs in the first, but after that, settled in and was awesome. After that, only 2 base runners allowed in the next 5 innings. Ensley doubled in the 3rd, and they allowed a single in the 5th, and that was it. So it was a 2-out double. So Evans was awesome. I know we talked a good bit about it on Locked On. We did the post-game show. By the way, that was so awesome. We had over 1,000 concurrent viewers on Locked On LSU yesterday after the game, which was the first time we've ever gotten over 1,000, like watching live at one time. So I think we got it to like 1,015, which was awesome. So thanks to everybody who continues to watch and support. Excuse me. We talked about it with Evans. I think, I don't think Jay is going to move Evans to the rotation. And I think it's not to say he won't start again. It's to say, I don't think Jay's going to put the projected weekend starters out and have Evans as the Sunday guy, because it's going to be situational. Like, if the circumstance had arisen in game 1 or 2 where you needed Evans to throw, you would have thrown him. But it didn't. So you went into Sunday, him not having thrown, so you had a decision to make. Do you throw Connor Ware as an opener and then go Cowan Evans or Evans Cowan, however? Or do you just start with your best guy? And so they started with their best guy, and clearly, I mean, after a bumpy first, Evans was awesome. But, like, let's say you go to College Station this weekend. I'm not saying that Evans won't start game 3. I'm saying if you need him in games 1 or 2, he's going to pitch games 1 or 2. Like, if you get to a situation, Cade Anderson gives you 7 1/3, like he did this, but you're up 3-2. Well, Kase and Evans is coming in to close the game, and he should, right? Now, I don't know if that necessarily precludes him from starting on Sunday, but I don't think you'd see him extend for 6 innings the way he did. But it's good to know he can if you need him to. That's one thing. Jake Brown homered. Awesome. Batting in the 3-hole as well, behind Bear. So, little switch there. I don't know what Jay was doing. He was alternating left, right. He had Curiel Jones, Brown, Dickinson, Milam. What's next? Anyway, and he DH'd Pearson to have a lefty bat in there in the DH. So, and then whenever they went to a lefty, Fry pinch hit for Pearson. Then when we went back to a righty, Larson pinch hit for Fry. So he kept alternating lefty, right. So, I mean, look, if that's the way it's got to go, you want matchups and get the right guys in, do it. But Brown needs to be in the lineup every day, and I think Jay realizes that now. Hopefully. It took long enough, but I think he does now. Anyway. Okay. Please smash the like button if you would, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us here. Let's say some good mornings. Hey, Kyle, good morning. Ben, Thomas, Bubba, good morning, y'all. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Jesse, thought the Saints had a good draft. I think the running back from Kansas may be a stud. I'm going to do a little more research on all these guys today. I feel like I went into the draft knowing a lot about Calvin Banks and Tyler Shuck. I know a lot about Fadil Diggs, who the Saints took in the 7th round, which is hard to believe he was on the board. I mean, that was a guy who started his career. Fadil Diggs started his career at A&M and spent this last year at Syracuse. And that's one where I go, why did he fall into round 7? Fadil Diggs was a 4-star, the number 11 defensive end in the country, number 177 overall when he signed with A&M. I mean, he was out of New Jersey. He's one of those like elite dudes who signed in the class of 20. It was the class of 2020. Yeah, he signed in the class of 2020. So, so he spent 5 years in college, but a guy that. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I need to do some more work on the middle round guys. The safety out of Virginia, no clue. The tight end. I just got to do some work on it, on the rest of it. I will say, that I will say that Quincy Riley, the cornerback from Louisville that the Saints drafted, they brought him in on a top 30 visit. We did a lot of Ross Jackson wrote a big write-up about him, and also that was a guy they clearly had targeted, and I'm pretty excited about that. I know he's a 4th-round guy, and you may not necessarily think you're looking at a 4th-round guy to be a starter, but, I mean, that could be like a C.J. Gardner-Johnson situation. I think they got C.J. around 5, didn't they? I think that's a very solid pick that they're going to have high expectations for. Hey, Deborah, good morning. So glad we run Rule Tennessee, that we don't wear that heinous orange. Hey, Ricky, good morning. Brad, good morning. How was the Q&A event? It was great. So my friend Jeffrey Marks, who the author of New York Times bestseller Season of Life, did an event yesterday for was One Book, One Community at the library, and he was the featured author. And instead of just doing a keynote, he asked if I would sort of have a conversation with him about the book. And also we did that yesterday. It was fantastic. Thank you for asking. Went really well. Hey, Brett, good morning. How did we win the weekend? We lost a midweek game. Thought the season was done. Sylvain, good morning. How grateful is Milroe that Shedeur took the spotlight off the fact that he was in the draft green room, didn't get selected until the third. You know what, Sylvain, I would normally thought the same thing, except that Milroe talked about why he went to the draft, and I really respect it. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said something effective like, of course I'm going. It's the draft. When do you ever get to do this? Whenever my name gets called, it gets called, whatever. But like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm going to go and hang with my boys. And that's the total right attitude. I don't think he went to the draft thinking he was going to be a first rounder. I think he went because they invited him. So he was like, of course I'll go to the draft. And I think that's really cool. So good for him. Hey, Rocky, good morning. Watched the pivot last night with Greg Brooks. Hey, so we actually have, I'm looking at it right now, a piece that's going up at louisianasports.net right now with kind of a breakdown of that. And I'm trying to get it published here this morning. So we will have it's about an hour-long sit-down. First, RC visits with Greg Brooks, Jr., and then there's a portion of it where he visits with junior and senior together, and then just senior. And I have a lot of thoughts on it. I'm going to wait to talk about it on AFR at length. But what I will say is my feeling remains that for all of the public conversation, the thing that's most important is that Greg Brooks gets every bit of help he needs to be the best version of himself he can be for the rest of his life, whatever that looks like. And the adults need to do the right thing. Regardless of who thinks who's at fault, or like you can let courts play that out, of who thought, did Brian Kelly visit enough, not enough? Like, I'm not here to talk about anybody's emotion and how they feel about a certain situation. The most important thing is that Greg Brooks gets the help he needs. And that's the only thing that should matter. Hey, Charlie, good morning. Thomas, let's go. Day 8. Here we go, haters. Tim, what's up? Weston, what's up? Hey, Abner, good morning. Brian, good morning from Lincoln, Illinois. It was a great series win, man. When you were not feeling great about yourself and you beat Tennessee the way you did was fantastic. Hey, Patrick, Guy Morgan. It was a glorious series win. Who won the Paris 10K? I'll post the video today of the wheel spin. It was Warren Fitzmaurice won the 10K. So congrats to Warren Fitzmaurice. I'll make sure we post the wheel spin on social media today so everybody can see it was a truly random up and up deal. So congrats to Warren. Hey, Robbie. Good morning, Matt. Thoughts on TJ Finley wanting to hit the transfer portal again? In my opinion, he doesn't deserve another chance. Why? Why doesn't he deserve another chance, Robbie? Why? It's perfectly within the rules. He has eligibility. He can enter the portal and go somewhere else. Why? Now, if he's convicted of stealing a vehicle, then it might be hard to play college football if you're in prison. I don't know if he did or didn't. I know the accusation. I know what his attorney said. That's why there's a court of law and a legal process. It might be hard for a team to take a chance on him while the legal proceedings are ongoing. But I'd imagine you're going to get as many answers as possible before you make that decision. But why doesn't he deserve another chance? Bailey, pretty new to following LSU baseball. Where does all the hate for Tennessee come from? Oh my goodness. I will answer that. See, y'all, I'm getting back on my own schedule here. Totally didn't realize it's 7:34. Hang on one second. Here you go.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Yeah. Okay. Where does the hate for Tennessee come from? So this is new, probably only the last 4 years. So Tennessee historically hasn't been a great baseball program. They had some good years. The Todd Helton years, most notably in the 90s. Excuse me. They made a College World Series appearance with Todd Helton in the 90s. Anyway, but they've been largely irrelevant, not very good. And then they hired Tony Vitello, who was an assistant at Arkansas under Dave Van Horn. He's kind of a jerk, a little cocky in your face, brash. His teams play that way as well, so they're not very likable. They kind of have that villain moniker. And then in 2021, they were not very kind to Paul Maneri when he was kind of having his farewell tour. They had the whole retire Paul thing. They eliminated LSU in the Super Regionals that year. And then LSU and Tennessee have just had some real. I mean, whenever both teams are good, you're going to be playing in competitive games. So LSU eliminated Tennessee from the College World Series in 2023. It beat them twice. Tennessee beat LSU in the SEC Tournament Championship game last year. So it's been now Tennessee hasn't won a series in Baton Rouge in the last 5 tries. So LSU has really owned them here. LSU has really struggled to win there. And then they've bet neutral sites as well where LSU's had success. So anyway, it's kind of that. It's a little, they're the new blood. They're a threat. They're not very likable. And so, and LSU and Tennessee have played some really meaningful games. So that's always going to ratchet up the intensity because it does, you're playing meaningful games. So that's kind of where it's rooted in. It's new, but that's where. Anywhere in the new basketball arena. I'll tell you, Brian, they had a board of supervisors meeting last week. And there was some thought that it may come up for vote there. It didn't. So apparently there's still some I's they have to dot, T's they have to cross. But I am very confident that is going to get done. And we're going to hear about it really soon. A day abundant cha-chings to the Tigers yesterday. Yes, indeed. Rocky, Texas A&M, we're all one-run games. Congrats on the 1,000 viewers, Matt. Appreciate your time you put in. Thanks, man. The Texas A&M series was very close, no doubt. And thank you. So yesterday we were on I mentioned it, but when we were doing the Locked On LSU post-game show, we hit over I think the peak concurrent was like 1,015, but it was the first time we've ever had over 1,000 people watching live watching simultaneously live at one of the post-game shows. So very validating. I'm very thankful to everybody who continues to watch and support. Taylor, looks like Evans could be our Friday night ace next year. Evans, Schmidt, and whoever you bring in via the portal will be those options. And you can roll your eyes at Schmidt, but I'm going to say this again. I said it on Locked On. I'm going to keep saying it. Last year, Cade Anderson was very good in the midweek, and his SEC ERA was 27. He had an ERA of 27 in SEC games. Cade Anderson, the same guy that just went 7-30 against the best offense in the country and struck out 11. Sometimes it's just mound time and comfort and letting your stuff take over. We know Schmidt has the stuff. It's just going to be that mound time comfort. So Schmidt, Evans, and they're going to go in the portal and get a starting pitcher like they've done every year. So who is that? Is that someone that becomes like Skeens did, took the ball, became your Friday night guy? I'm not saying he's going to be Skeens. I'm just saying You went and got Ianson this year, and he's your Saturday guy. You got Holman, became your Friday guy. Jump was also in your rotation, right? So, I mean, they've gotten starting pitchers every year in the portal. They will this year as well. It's just a matter of where they fit in. But yes, Evans will be in the mix. He'll be in the rotation for sure, and he'll be a mix to be the Friday guy. Morning, Matt. How about the boys showing a little moxie this weekend? It was awesome. Hey, John, once he shook those nerves, lights out, but he is good wherever Jay wants him, in my opinion. Hey, Michael, good morning. Brian, good morning. Hey, what up, Frogman? Good to see you, man. I had lunch at Frogman LeBlanc a couple of weeks ago. One of the, first of all, great storyteller, fascinating dude, former professional wrestler from the Bayou, who the first ever match Stone Cold Steve Austin had was against Frogman LeBlanc. That dude told me told me stories about wrestling in barbed wire matches, getting thrown up against the barbed wire. Oh my God. Anyway, the whole thing about Mick Foley getting thrown off the cage by the Undertaker's, like he did that before Mick Foley did it. Crazy. I mean, great storyteller. Anyway, good to see you, Frogman. Cheers. Hope you're doing well, man. Let's see. Sean, good morning. Go buy a lottery ticket. All 9 picks made, right? Crazy, man. I'll need, like, when I do my show prep today, I want to look up the last time the Saints didn't make any type of trade. And I mean, I know the last time they made 9 picks, it was 20. They've done it twice in like the last 25 years. Hang on. I want to say it was 15, but that might have been 8. Hang on. Let's see. Pete, Anthony, Kikaha, Grayson, Williams, Tull, Davison, Swan, Murphy. It was 15. So 9. 15 was the last time they took 9 players. How about that? Thomas, interested in hearing more about the undrafted pickups. Oh, we'll do that. So today will be a day we'll do a full breakdown of the draft picks, the UDFAs, and of course all the LSU guys as well and where they're going. So we're going to do that all today on AFR. So I mean, that's going to be my day. Is like, and it won't just be today. We'll get as many of those guys on the show as possible on AFR. We'll have guys that covered them. So yes, we're going to do all of that. Looking forward to it. How do you think Scatterboo will do with the Giants? I think he'll do good, man. I mean, he's an NFL running back. I don't know if he'll ever be like an all-pro running back, but I mean, he's an NFL. When you're that tough and you can catch and you can block, I mean, when you're as versatile as he is, yes, he's got a spot. Hey, Robert, Tiger Poppy, good morning. Tiger Diver, do you think LSU gets 20 wins? Now I do, Tiger Diver, yes. I've seen enough flaws in Arkansas to think LSU will take 2. I certainly think they'll take 2 from South Carolina. Be tough on the road. Monero would be pretty game for that, but it really comes down to, can you go on the road this weekend to College Station and win a series? Reminding you that while you swept Oklahoma, you got swept by Auburn on the road, and your other series loss this year was on the road at Texas. So you got to prove that you can go on the road and beat a good team. I know you beat Oklahoma, but it's fair to say the biggest challenge so far was at Texas. You lost that series, and very disappointing to go on the road and lose that series to Auburn the way you did. So make sure you see if you can go do it, man. This is the weekend where I'd say you got to prove it. Hey, Rex, good morning. A couple more. Randall, heard Cade Anderson's going to be draft eligible sophomore. Yes. So he's not only is he a draft eligible sophomore, he's projected to be a top 15 pick. So yes, Cade Anderson's gone after this year. So after this year, you're losing Anderson, Ianson, Shores will be drafted. You can roll your eyes at that, but he's 6'8" and he throws 98. Like, he's going to be drafted. You're going to lose Cowan, Bear Jones, Hernandez, Braswell, Pearson, Dickinson, Stanfield. I mean, you're losing a ton after this year, and it's kind of the nature of the portal era. Like, you're gonna lose a ton of guys. The good news is you'll have a ton of guys back as well, right? You'll have Milam back for his junior year. Aaron Beatty will be back and likely be your starting catcher. Curiel, of course, Brown, Fry's probably gone as well. but you'll return Schmidt and Evans, Rizzi, Williams. I mean, a lot of these talented young guys that'll need to take a step up, and then you'll go hit the portal too. But first things first, take care of business with this season. Hey, Reed, good morning. Agree with you about not tying down Evans to the Sunday spot. We can't just have one guy you can rely on in the pen. Not sustainable at all. Yeah, I don't even know, Reed, that's necessarily, I guess it's an opinion. I just don't even think that that's even a controversial take. I think that's just what Jay's going to do. If you have a chance to win Friday, you do what you have to do to win Friday. Then Saturday, if you have a chance, you do what you have to do to win Saturday. And if you get to Sunday and Evans hasn't pitched, or if he, here's an example, and I'm short on time, but Cowan threw 13 pitches on Friday. Cowan could have started on Sunday and given you whatever he could have given you. But they went Evans first. That's fine. Clearly it worked. It was the smart thing to do. But all that to say, if Evans goes and pitches the 9th on Friday, he could come back and pitch Sunday, right? I don't know that he would do what he did and give you 6 innings, but it could certainly happen there. Okay, I got to get out of here, y'all. Thanks so much for being here. My apologies. Chance, go back to the very beginning of the show. We talked about that. All right, I got to go. Y'all have an awesome day. Sponsors linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Locked on LSU, AFR3. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you.